Welcome to my garden tour. This is a view of my front yard garden from the street. To the right of the front walkway is actually a good-sized raised bed. It's made of fieldstone, although you can't see that very well because of the flowers and the vegetables that have grown up this time of year, which is mid-August. And to the left I've got a patio on which I have a number of containers. So let's take a walk towards the house. And we'll look at the left side first. This curious looking pyramid is actually a frame and a covering for 6 earth boxes that contain 36 strawberry plants. These are everbearing or day neutral strawberries, and they flower anytime it's not too hot. So this summer I've had continuous berries, and I always get a great crop in the fall as well. To the left of the strawberries I have 2 earth boxes, each of which has 6 bell pepper plants. These green peppers have since turned red, and I've been enjoying them a great deal. Behind the strawberries are my potatoes. I grow my potatoes in fabric grow bags. It's a great way to grow potatoes in a small space, and it makes harvest really easy. If we turn towards the front steps, I have a number of herbs in pots that are very happy in the full sun. And I also have a large pot of cucumbers. I place it there at the bottom of my front railing so they can just climb that railing. It looks really nice, and it's a good place for the cucumbers to hang. Behind the front raised bed I have a planting area that has a whole bunch of things. Here's a half whiskey barrel planter of sweet potatoes, which actually do just fine in the Northeast if you plant a variety that matures a little quicker. And behind the sweet potatoes are 2 of my blueberry bushes. These are dwarf high bush blueberries, so the berries are the larger cultivated size, but the bushes only grow about half as tall as a standard blueberry bush. They also make a really attractive landscape plant, which is important for a front yard garden. And in the fall, blueberry bushes' leaves will turn red. There's another planter of sweet potatoes in a smart pot. There's a blueberry bush behind those. And then I have some pole beans planted in an earth box that you can't see. They're pretty happy there in the full sun. A couple more tomatoes in an earth box. Another blueberry bush. This one's netted to keep the birds out. So let's turn the corner and take a look at the front bed from the driveway side. You can see the fieldstone a little bit better here. I've planted cosmos and dill along this far side, both for appearance and also because they attract beneficial insects that help keep some garden pests under control, like aphids and caterpillars. If we walk around, you can see the nasturtium and alyssum I've planted in the front, also to attract good bugs. And of course, we can see all the different vegetables I have in here now. There's some red Russian kale, a couple of gorgeous red cabbages, some basil, more bell peppers, more basil in the back, and of course a lot of tomatoes planted along the back side of this. They love the full sun, and those bamboo poles are both pretty and also functional for staking the tomatoes. You can see an eggplant, some bush beans, more cabbage, more peppers. On this end of the garden I plant a lot of herbs for the kitchen. And this beautiful plant in the corner is lavender. It comes back every year. I've snuck in a couple of containers of carrots. They're a little hard to see. You can see one to the left of the blue hose in the back, and another one to the left of the lavender. Carrots do fine in containers. I just grow varieties that only reach about 5 to 6 inches. Now let's walk around to this side of the house. I get a fair bit of sunshine on this side, so I can grow a number of things here. We're just passing by an earth box of collard greens. I have a raised bed of carrots, cherry tomatoes, and more carrots. This funny looking bed with the tennis balls on top of the posts is more strawberries. I think we can see some red ones in there that I'm sure I ate that night. The bird netting is tented, and the tennis balls hold up the net. The bed next to it gets less sun, but it's no problem to grow parsley and some greens, more kale of course. Behind these beds, I have another raised bed going the entire length of the house, and these are for my beans and peas. I have pole beans in the back and several succession plantings of bush beans in the front, and you can also see the remains of my peas that were done by early summer, with some young bush beans in front of those. So that's the end of my tour. We're now walking up the side and looking back to the front yard garden. I hope you've enjoyed the tour and that you're inspired to grow some of your own food wherever you have some sun.